So yesterday, when I was preparing for the new Star Wars trilogy video, I came across an article so terrible that I had to make a video about it. Now I expect a certain amount of journalistic integrity and class when it comes to a published article, but I can also understand a few mistakes here and there. But what I can't understand is how this piece of shit passed an editor's desk. This article is titled, "Rian Johnson is getting a Star Wars trilogy. The Last Jedi must be amazing." Right off the bat, we have to ding the writer, Angela Watercutter, for the title. You'd hope that the title would be the only bad part of this article, but sometimes dreams don't come true, kids. The rest of this article is a dumpster fire. Let's read it. Congratulations, Rian Johnson. You survived the Star Wars obstacle course. In a world where not every director even gets to finish the movie they start producing, you, exalted among your peers, have not only wrapped one, but you've been given more. Lucasfilm announced yesterday that you're getting your own trilogy. 3 films! With that, you can do whatever you want. Like within reason. How does that feel? Thrilling, I bet. It means big, big things for you. Fuck. It also means something else. Star Wars The Last Jedi must be really fracking good. Not that it was especially in doubt. Sure, there's been a lot of turmoil in the Lucasfilm world this year, as both Episode 9 and the Han Solo movie, since dubbed Solo, a Star Wars story, lost their initial directors. But Johnson's ship always seemed steady. Hell, there were even people who thought Johnson would take over Episode 9 after Colin Trevorrow had parted ways. That job instead went to similarly too good for this world J.J. Abrams. Probably because, as we know now, Johnson had this masterpiece to complete, and an entire new trilogy to start. You fucking terrible fucking writer. The Last Jedi is excellent isn't guaranteed, of course, but come on! If Lucasfilm honcho Kathleen Kennedy has proven anything this year, she's a bitch. Sorry. I'm leading, and I apologize. Let's go back. If Lucasfilm honcho Kathleen Kennedy has proven anything this year, is that she and the other studio shot callers have no problem changing the course mid-trip. They would not be giving Johnson his own freaking trilogy if The Last Jedi, which he both wrote and directed, wasn't, well, The Empire Strikes Back of the current saga. You have no clue how perfect that sentence is. But for all the wrong reasons, lady. So it's probably great. That trailer was, am I right? Also, porgs! Oh god, this is really written. I don't want to cut in the middle of this, but I've read this before and I forgot how shitty it was. Anyway, details about the new trilogy are sparse. No shit. The announcement from Lucasfilm just says that Johnson will write and direct the first installment, and the crop of new films will be separate from the current Skywalker saga and allow Johnson to introduce new characters and lore in an unexplored area of the Star Wars universe. Sorry to cut in again, but you just said your own trilogy, 3 freaking films, 2 paragraphs ago. Now you're talking about how it's just 1. Like, Wired.com. Where's my fucking check? I'm playing editor to this woman who barely has any credibility. Like, I've written better shit for this channel in jest than the stuff that she's getting paid to write. This is a fucking problem, and this article's not even over yet. But whether or not these will tie into the episodes or the standalone movies like Solo is unclear. Release dates for the new trilogy aren't known either. So when and where those movies will come into the fold is a bit of a mystery. Lucasfilm has seemingly been on track to release 1 new Star Wars film per year between now and eternity. Will Johnson's films be one of those or just double the annual output? Hard to tell. But what isn't hard to tell is how confident the studio is that he'll deliver. He's a creative force, and watching him craft The Last Jedi from start to finish was one of the joys of my career, Kennedy said in a statement. Rian will do amazing things with the blank canvas of this new trilogy. See? It's good. Indeed, having Johnson head up this triad bodes well, not only for his forthcoming film, which hits theaters December 15th, but also for the future of the franchise. But there's one thing worth noting. This also means that a big chunk of the future is in one man's hands. The promise of the 21st century Star Wars universe was what new writers, directors, and actors could put their imprint on. There may be other trilogies coming. There will be more standalone films. But right now, Johnson is slated to create a big piece of the canon. The Force is strong with him, unquestionably. But it can be dangerous if one person has too much power, and it's imperative that even the greatest Jedi always pass on what he's learned. Meanwhile, if you weren't excited about The Last Jedi before, you should be now! Lucasfilm is, and that's no small feat! They're excited because it's going to make them fucking money. It could be 2 hours of pork getting shit on by Chewbacca, and people are going to pay to see the fucking movie because it says Star Wars, you dumb asshole! It doesn't matter what's in the fucking film! But this article is so much wow! I can't believe it's fucking real! It was quite difficult to read my first time through. You heard me go through it again. I can't even believe that this is a thing that exists. These are words published to a website. Someone was paid actual money to make this thing happen, and it is fucking terrible. Wired magazine has been around for 24 years in print. Writers should maintain some level of respectability, but in this article, Angela Watercutter goes full-on fangirl. So much that I had to look up to see if this woman was even real. And boy, howdy was she real. I headed over to her Twitter to check her out, and what do I find? At first nothing, but then I noticed she was a member of the San Francisco Film Critics Circle, one of the same organizations that are blacklisting Disney from winning awards based on their contempt for journalistic integrity. You have to call into question this article for not only blindly praising something that doesn't exist, but for the fact that it's just so bad. This kind of bullshit wouldn't float in college. Hell, my high school English teacher, Mr. Rubin, would have called bullshit at the close of the first paragraph alone. Yet Wired.com not only allows this writer to work there, but gives her a story on Star Wars. This thing was in the top search results of Google. But hey, it's Disney Star Wars, and you leave your credibility at the door when you sign up with them. I don't know how you feel about this article, but it was so bad that I had to take my time out of my day to make this video because, goddammit, this is fucking trash. Trash isn't even a strong enough word to describe it. Garbage is too clean to describe this fucking article. Never have I ever seen anything so poorly conceived about Star Wars next to The Force Awakens, and that thing had $225 million behind it. And Wired.com, I've read your magazine. I've seen you guys out in public. I don't respect you anymore. The fact that this has graced your webpage is an embarrassment not only for you, but for the fans. I respect technology, I respect what you have done, but I guess out west you have crazy ideals and standards don't exist. It's just a Midwest thing and, world-class bullshitters is just too rough on this woman writer because reasons. Also, she liked Ghostbusters 2016. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and tell everyone about world-class bullshitters. For just $1 a month over on Patreon, you can help change entertainment. Tomorrow night, we're recording a very special patron-exclusive video about the Twilight Zone. Why do I bring this up? Well, I want you to check it out because it's cool. But secondly, if you're a patron, you can come on to World Class Bullshitters and talk about anything you want. So for example, if you're one of our patrons in a certain tier, you can say, hey Jeff, I want to be on a video about this article. Well, we'll find a date and a time, and we will record that video and put it on Facebook. Because that is one of the benefits of being a World Class Bullshitters patron. Also, if you'd like to just give $1 or $2 a month and you don't want to go up higher to give that kind of stuff, we have access to all kinds of great commentaries, roundtable discussions, and all kinds of bonus stuff that doesn't hit YouTube. For example, if you're a World Class Bullshitters fan and you didn't join us over on Patreon, you wouldn't be aware that we're right at the end of our DC Comics Trinity commentary tracks. We've done Batman 89, we've done Superman 78, and tonight we do Wonder Woman. So if you'd like to hear us talk about those, they're pretty in-depth, we love those movies, and we have a lot of positives to say about them. And Wonder Woman's pretty good too. Join us over on Patreon, help the channel grow, help change entertainment, help us fight dumb ignorance like Angela Watercutter's poorly written article about Star Wars, because the fact that you just go, porgs, at the end of a sentence doesn't qualify or quantify or any kind of if-I. All it does is fuckify your argument. And I'm not even a writer, so I can say stupid shit like that. But there are so many just wrong things about her article, and it bothers me. It bothers me. She contradicts herself. She contradicts herself multiple times. So, I gotta go, but I'll be back tomorrow with more World Class Bullshitters content. So thanks for watching, and see you later.